All right, number 9. We're going to use the intermediate value theorem to find out if there's a 0 between -4 and -3. So again, I'm going to do this with a synthetic the way I ended the last problem. So number 9, we have f of x is equal to 5x squared minus 5x minus 19. Okay, I got 2 as my highest exponent, so 2, 1, 0, got all my terms. So the two numbers we're plugging in, A is -4 and B is -3. Okay, so I'm going to start with -4. This is going to be my box number. We get 5 as the first coefficient, -5 as the second, and then -19. Skip some space, draw a line, bring the first number straight down. And then you start multiply -4 times 5, -20, add -25. -4, -25, that's going to give me a positive 100. Subtract here, and we get positive 81. So when I plug that in, I get a positive 81. When we plug in -3, 5, -5, -19, -3 times 5, -15. Add these, we get -20. -3 and -20 is going to give us a positive 60. Add these, and we get a positive 41. Okay, now this one is positive and this one is positive. So there's no way for me to be able to tell if it crosses 0 because both numbers have the same sign. Whether they both be positive or negative, we cannot tell. So we're going to say intermediate value theorem has at least one 0. Intermediate value does not have one 0, so we cannot say does not, but we will say C, it is impossible to use the intermediate value theorem in this case. So because we don't see a sign change, we say we don't know. Because there may well be one, we just don't know what happened. And then the last one we're going to do, this is neat because it goes a little bit deeper into some properties of synthetic division. So if you're more comfortable with plugging it in, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm going to show you those other properties. So we have fx equals x to the 4th minus 3x squared minus 5, and we are plugging in 4 and 5. Okay, so highest degree is a 4, so I need 4, missing 3, 2, missing 1, and we got 0 x's. So every value that we're missing, we need a 0 as a placeholder. So I'm going to start out with plugging in 4 as my box number. Now what do I mean? So I have an x to the 4th power, so that's understood to be a 1. That's my biggest. I'm missing x to the 3rd. So I'm going to put a 0 there because I'm missing that term. And then I have x to the 2nd, it's a -3. I'm missing the single x variable, so I'm going to put a 0 as a placeholder. And then I have the no x term, -5. Alright, same process. First number straight down, and then we're going to multiply. 4 times 1, 4. Add 0. Sorry, 4. Thinking multiplying. 4 times 4, 16. Add or subtract, which we'll subtract because they're different, will give us 13. 4 times 13, 52. Add, we get 52. And then 4 times 52, 108. No, 208. And then we subtract that 5, and that gives us 203. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing with 5. 1, 0, -3, 0, -5. straight down. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Add or subtract, we get 22. 5 times 22 is 110. Add, we get 110. And then 5 times 110, 550. Add, and we get 545. Now, one other neat thing I will show you is if you have a graphing calculator, you can get those answers really quickly and check it pretty easily. So I'm going to just show this with the graphing calculator, and you can confirm these results. So if you have the graphing calculator and you graph the equation, so I'm going to go to y equal, clear out what I have, and I'm going to type in this equation. So we're going to have x raised to the 4th minus 3x squared minus 5. I'm going to graph it. Long as these numbers are in the viewing window, we're going to be good. So if I go to window, just to make sure, my x goes negative 10 to 10, which is good. Okay, that's normal. This graph window is a little bit different. Looks like it's not the standard, this scale. So let me say zoom 6 for standard window. So I might not see the same graph, but it's okay. So once I see the graph, if I hit trace, it allows me to input an x value. So if I type in 4 and then hit enter, it plugs in the 4 for me and gives me the y value of 203, which you can see matches here. And once you hit that trace button, you can just type in any numbers you want at that point. So now I can just type 5 and hit enter. So it's saying x equals 5, that's what we did. And it shows me the 545, which is what we got. So again, in this case, both of them are positive. So we cannot use the intermediate value theorem to see if there's a 0.